Well, Tommy, I was teaching in a little school called Flatwood. No, it was Strange Creek. And I was an artist in residence in West Virginia. And I had to go to all these little schools in rural Braxton County, which is a misnomer because the whole county's rural. And there were still 2 or 3 1-2-room schoolhouses. Well, I was sitting on the teacher's desk, all the kids were in their desk, and I was playing some song or another, and I popped a string. And when I popped the string, I said, uh-oh. And this little girl was sitting at a desk right in front of me, and she just looked up at me and she says, "Life ain't no ride on no pink duck." And I said, "Child, where did you hear that?" She said, "I don't know, but I guess it's so. Life ain't no ride on no pink duck."
Life ain't no ride on no pink duck. That seems like the perfect phrase to describe the year 2020. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the 36th annual North Georgia Folk Festival, the virtual pandemic edition. Brought to you by the Athens Folk Music and Dance Society in Athens, Georgia. My name is Tommy Jordan, and I'm the director and producer of the festival, as well as being the president of the Folk Society. With all of the upheaval caused by the COVID virus this year, all of the festivals and live shows have been canceled, with the resulting devastating impact on both the performers and on the audiences who love live music. And who knows when we'll get back to something that could remotely be called normal. Meanwhile, we're all finding new ways to have social interactions, listen to, create, and perform music, and somehow still maintain our sense of community. The Virtual Folk Festival is our contribution to this effort. If you tuned to episode 1 last week, you saw a wonderful mix of music, art, and stories, all set against the background and the sounds of Georgia in the summer. Cicadas, birds, dogs barking, and the occasional airplane flying overhead. Tonight's episode will be more of the same, but completely different, beginning with a plea from longtime festival supporter John McCutcheon to get out and vote. We have set up a virtual tip jar on the festival website. Look for a big button labeled Donate on the www.northgeorgiafolkfestival.org website. Toss us some money if you can, and we'll share it with the participants of tonight's show. You'll also find links to the individual performers' virtual tip jars, websites, and their contact information on the same page. Next Saturday night, on October 10th, will be the third and final installment of the 2020 North Georgia Folk Festival, and will feature Neil Rosenbaum's film, Sing My Troubles By, which documents older Georgia women who treasure and continue to perform the gospel, blues, mountain music, and ballad traditions that they grew up with. Okay, now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening. Here to start us off is my friend John McCutcheon.
John Lewis walked across that bridge so you could vote, damn it. Like a soldier charging up a ridge so you could vote, damn it. Since that day in Selma town when violence threw him to the ground, he rose each time he was beaten down, so vote, damn it. Vote, damn it, stand in line. Vote, damn it, every time. Prove your power, let it shine, and vote, damn it. They fought the Klan, they fought Jim Crow so you could vote, damn it. They fought that you could have it so vote, damn it. They were brave and they were true, did what they were asked to do, and now the future looks to you, so vote, damn it. Vote, damn it, stand in line. Vote, damn it, every time. Prove your power, let it shine, and vote, damn it. Now for 50 years we've had to fight, so vote, damn it. Still they'll try to steal our rights, so vote, damn it. Will you rise when you are asked to stand? When the call goes out, will you raise your hand? Let your voice be heard across this land. Vote, damn it. Vote, damn it, stand in line. Vote, damn it, every time. Gotta prove your power, let it shine. And vote, damn it. All those heroes of the past dreamed of the ballots that they'd cast, prayed that their sacrifice would maybe last. So on that Tuesday this November, vote, damn it. Those gone before we will remember, vote, damn it. 'Cause freedom is not guaranteed, we are the proof that they'd succeed. Good trouble is just what we need, so vote, damn it. Vote, damn it, stand in line. Vote, damn it, every time. Gotta prove your power, let it shine. And vote, damn it. Vote, damn it, stand in line. Vote, damn it, every time. Prove your power, let it shine. And vote, damn it. Vote, damn it.
The festival t-shirts each year feature original artwork by Art Rosenbaum, and this year is no exception, with his depiction of the masked duo Hawk-Proof Rooster. Charlie and Nancy Hartness are old-time musicians who live in Athens but travel around the country to play and teach at festivals, workshops, and in living rooms. Here are a few tunes direct from their living room on Pulaski Street in Athens.
Woo! Hey, baby doll. Hi. Well, hello, dear friends at the North Georgia Folk Festival. Before we even proceed, thank you again, everyone who had anything to do with making this thing come off this year in this unique fashion and form so successfully. We're very, very happy that it's going on, and we're flattered to be able to perform in it for you. We're Charlie and Nancy Hartness, Hawk-Proof Rooster. We're playing on our Pulaskiville in the Athens of Georgia back porch, which is muggy and surrounded by cicada music tonight, but we're going to play a winter tune for you that I wrote after a long walk through the UGA campus that wound up winding through the North Georgia part of it, or the North Campus part, which is kind of in North Georgia, almost Northeast Georgia. Oh, what the heck. The North Campus, the old campus as I call it. And we saw this big flock of cedar waxwings who were feeding on holly berries from a tree next to the building where the University of Georgia President's Office is. And I got this idea about their swooping flight, and a tune came to me, and I caught it on the way home and put it together. It's called Cedar Waxwing. We hope you like it. Thanks. Best of luck to you, baby. As always, thanks for tuning in, and thanks even more for listening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, what we gonna do if we find a chicken down on her luck, her pecking on the roadside? Scoop her right up and wrap a thread around her ankle, pet her on the head and walk her right home. We're gonna walk her right home, walk her right home. Put a shine on her feathers, polish her beak, and rub cold cream on her comb. Walk her right home, walk her right home. We'll put a shine on her feathers, polish her beak, and rub cold cream on her comb. Then what we're gonna do if we find another chicken, or even better yet, if a chicken finds us, we'll stand there looking at each other just a grinning, 'cause another little clucker ain't hardly any fuss. She ain't hardly any fuss, hardly any fuss. It's two people, two chickens, and a shotgun shack. You know it ain't hardly any fuss, hardly any fuss, hardly any fuss. Two people, two chickens, and a shotgun shack. You know it ain't hardly any fuss. So what we're gonna do if we find a chicken down on her luck, her pecking by the roadside? Scoop her right up and wrap a thread around her ankle, pat her on the head and walk her right home. We're gonna walk her right home, walk her right home. We'll put a shine on her feathers, polish her beak, and rub cold cream on her comb. Walk her right home, walk her right home. We'll put a shine on her feathers and polish her beak, and rub cold cream on her comb. We'll put a shine on her feathers and polish her beak, and rub cold cream on her comb. Best of luck, baby.
And also with you.
It's early in the morning. Well, I woke up this morning, I was feeling so mighty bad. Honey, baby, just make my coffee black. Yeah. Ain't gonna work this morning, I'm gonna lay around this shack. Honey, baby, just make my coffee black. And pass around the biscuits, pass around the jam, pass around them golden eggs and a good old country ham. Don't need cream and sugar, baby, you can take it back. Honey, baby, just make my coffee black. Don't you know that I woke up this morning, I was feeling so awful bad. Honey, baby, just make my coffee black, make it black. Ain't gonna work this morning, I'm gonna lay around this shack. Honey, baby, just make my coffee black. And when you make that red-eyed gravy, well, I hope you'll understand. When I roll my sleeves up and I sop right out of the pan. Don't need cream and sugar, baby, you can take it back. Honey, baby, just make my coffee black, make it black. Honey, baby, just make my coffee black. Ooh, make it black. You know, we got to thank our dear buddy from Pine Lake, McCutcheon, for that tune. He brought it to us. And it's from Uncle John Patterson.
And thank you to the North Georgia Folk Festival for inviting all y'all into our kitchen.
And thank you to the North Georgia Folk Festival for always having black coffee. We love y'all, and we look forward to playing out with y'all pretty soon. Okay? Everybody take care.
Rob Sutherland runs a ceramic studio in Athens called Good Dirt. He's a master potter and teacher, and he is a longtime supporter and sponsor of the Folk Festival. In fact, he even lends his studio to the Folk Society each year for our festival planning meetings. We are grateful to him for that. In this video, Rob is going to demonstrate his process for making a large bowl on the wheel.
Hey everybody in North Georgia and far beyond. My name is Rob Sutherland and I am the owner of Good Dirt Clay Studio in Athens, Georgia with my beautiful wife Jessica. And I have been making pots since 2001 and have been teaching folks to make pots for almost that long. One of the things I think is exciting about a folk festival is it celebrates the passing on of tradition and knowledge from generation to generation, and really that's what we're all about. We've been empowering people to find their own artistic voice in this wonderful medium of clay since 1997. And we plan to go far into the future, continuing on with the traditions and innovating at the same time. In the olden days, if you needed something for pickling vegetables or separating cream, you went to your local potter and you got what you needed. In today's world, we have convenience alternatives, but there are still people who take the time to make things by hand one at a time and share their skill, their passion for craftsmanship, and their love of the medium with their customers and with their students. So today I'm going to show you how I would make a large salad bowl. I happen to be a big salad fan myself, and it's a pretty exciting process to watch. So I'm going to show you from start to finish how to form it on the wheel. I've got about 8 pounds of good old recycled stoneware clay here, eco-friendly, reused at least once in our studio, and I'm going to turn it into hopefully a beautiful functional salad bowl. So let's start by getting it centered on the wheel. First we smack it down in the center, let's slap it down, get it stuck. In the good old days, they had a treadle that they push with their legs. I've got an electric motor that turns this wheel, and I have to admit I don't mind the convenience. Press down on the top and pull in on the sides, and we'll just coax this big wad of clay right into the middle. I'm using water to keep it sliding in my hand so that I can apply pressure and change the shape and not get stuck to the moist clay. Once I get it centered on the wheel, I need to make an opening. So I'm going to push my thumb down in. Thinking about all the beautiful things that will get served out of this bowl someday in the future. Taking it down to a nice appropriate depth. And then I'm going to make a really elegant curve from the bottom up to the rim. I love the idea of making things that people want to bring out for special occasions or every day, but if I feel like I can make a piece that somebody wants to bring out when they're celebrating a Thanksgiving feast or a holiday meal, that really brings a little joy to my heart. So once we get the opening made, and we've got this thick clay, we just need to thin it out and bring it up. We let the wheel go around as we pinch the clay and get it thinner and taller. We just want to take our time and control that motion. I always spend a little extra time lingering at the rim to make sure it stays nice and level and sturdy. Always re-wet the pot between what we call pulls. The second one's the most important in my mind. That's where we really get the business done. Bring that clay up and out. Thinking of all those pretty salad greens right out of the garden. It's got a nice big diameter, about 12-13 inches. Here at my studio, I've got a wood burning kiln. Imparts a really beautiful surface to these pots. Right now I'm doing a third pull to change that profile, make more room for whatever's getting served in there. That's the exciting part, stretching that clay up and out. It almost looks like magic once you've practiced it a few thousand times. And then we switch to a little bit of refinement. I like to take ribs. Sometimes I make my own out of wood or coconut shells. But today I'm going to use modern convenience, a little rubber rib. And we're going to just put a beautiful surface on this inside. Slow that wheel down. Shape it right up. Of course, making it on the wheel is just the beginning of the process. It needs to dry part way and get flipped upside down, have its foot trimmed, and then it needs to go dry the rest of the way and go through a first firing and then have some glaze applied and go through another firing before it can find a home with someone. But just today I wanted to share with you this fun process of forming a functional pot on the wheel, and I'll spare you the additional technical steps that turn it from wet clay into finished product. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that maybe you're inspired to get out and try a craft like ceramics or blacksmithing or something that connects with our heritage and with our innate need to use our hands for creation. So, thank you again. My name is Rob Sutherland from Good Dirt Clay Studio, and I appreciate your attention.
Our next segment features one of the best performers in the Athens area, Caroline Aiken. Long ago, Caroline and I were briefly in a band together. Then she went out into the world and got really, really good at what she does, which is writing songs, singing, playing guitar, and winning awards for her work. She moved back to Athens a few years ago, and we were all really happy about that. Caroline headlined our festival in 2015, and that was the one that was hurricaned out. So we had a benefit concert later that spring at the chapel at the Botanical Gardens, and Caroline headlined that for us. We are grateful she was able to contribute a couple of songs for this virtual event.
Hey folks, it's Caroline Aiken. Thanks for tuning in to North Georgia Folk Festival Online. Sorry not to be with you this year, but I'm glad to be able to do this. For all of you, you're on a mission of angels. Angel on a mission, delivered from the sky. World of contradiction, with the devil in your eyes. We searched the sky for favor, searched body and soul. Heard something, angel, then you had to go. But who am I to question timing of angels that come and go? It's the nature of the beast, so they tell me, so I let you go. on a mission of angels. Alright. What you working on, angel? Burning that midnight oil. You know I lay my life down on that halo. But the night is big and deep, and I am small and thin. When you leave, angel, I want you back again. But who am I to question timing of angels that come and go? It's the nature of the beast, so they tell me. So I let you go on a mission of angels. I watched you go, and I heard that big dog bark. Is it just the wind, or is there something out there in the dark? Am I being blind, or is ignorance bliss? Where the big dog and the dark. Please, angel, don't leave me like this. But who am I to question timing of angels that come and go? It's the nature of the beast, so they tell me. So I let you go on a mission of angels. Alright. Love y'all. Be careful. Hey everybody, North Georgia Folk Festival. It's Caroline Aiken. Really missing playing for you, seeing you out there, smiling faces, dancing, boogieing. I miss it. So this is a song I want to sing for you called Vote of Confidence. What it is, tell me. What it is now, what it is it? Vote of confidence, vote of confidence, vote of confidence. Isn't ignorance, isn't impotence, nor is it prudence. We're still on the road, we're still on the fence. Blind trust isn't blind trust. What is it then? What it is, tell me. What is it now? What it is it? Vote of confidence, vote of confidence, vote of confidence is not tainted by arrogance, is not under the influence. Suspicion steals away our innocence, so take care, beware. The trust me calls from everywhere. What is it now? What it is, tell me, tell me. What is it? What it is? What is it? Vote of confidence, vote of confidence, vote of confidence. I can stand tall and strong when I know where I belong. Cast that vote and sleep at night. Vote of confidence will feel alright. What is it? What it is? Tell me, tell me. What is it now? What it is? What is it? Vote of confidence, vote of confidence, vote of confidence, vote of confidence. Yeah. Vote. See you at the polls. See you online. Love you, North Georgia Folk Festival.
Mary Jean Hartel is a retired librarian and collector of stories. She finds her material in many of the usual places: books, word of mouth, and at storytelling festivals that she goes to. Mary Jean and I sat on her back deck one afternoon not so long ago, in the middle of a yard full of singing and swooping birds, while she related a couple of her favorite stories to me.
Hey, my name is Mary Jean Hartel, and I've been invited to share a few stories in betwixt and between numerous musicians. I hope you enjoy them. In this time of COVID, when we can't all meet together, I've been thinking a lot about families, and so I've chosen a couple of stories that show the good and the not so good that can happen in families. When I took storytelling in library school, Spencer Shaw said that we should take a look at our own ethnic heritage. So mine is mostly German, with a little bit of Welsh and a smattering of what is probably English. So I'm going to start off with a story from a German folktale. And you know how in folktales, most stories, they happen by threes, and there are three brothers or there are three sisters, and the youngest is the most beautiful or the most handsome and generally the most stupid. They have a series of things by which they have magical assistance in some way, shape, or form or other, an elderly woman, a fox. And even though they disregard most of the advice that they get, in the end they live happily ever after. So this is a story that seems to me to be a little more real, and it goes like this. There was once a little girl who was obstinate and willful, and did not obey her parents when they spoke to her. What good can come to such a child? One day she said to her parents, "I've heard so much talk about Mrs. Gertrude that I want to go see her. People say her house is very odd, and there are such strange goings on there that I've become curious." Well, her parents strictly forbade her and said, "Mrs. Gertrude is an evil woman who does wicked things, and if you go there, you are no longer our child." Well, though her parents had told her no, the girl went anyway. And when she got to Mrs. Gertrude's house, Mrs. Gertrude said, "Why, child, why are you so pale?" "Oh, it's because I'm frightened at the things I've seen." "Why, tell me, what have you seen?" "Well, first I saw a man in black on your stair." "That's only the collier. He brings the coals for my fire and is covered in coal dust." "Well, but then I saw a man in red on your stair." "That's only the butcher. He prepares the meats for my fire and is covered in blood." "Well, but then I looked through the window and I didn't see you, but it must have been the devil with his head on fire." "Oh ho," said she, So you have seen me in my true ornament. I have been expecting you a long while, and have hankered for you. And with that, the witch changed the girl into a log, and threw the log into the fire. And when the fire was at full glow, the witch sat down beside it, warmed her hands, and said, "Ah, there now. Isn't that nice and bright?" And that's the end. You will notice that nobody comes to save the little girl. And it wasn't until I was the parent of a 2-year-old that I understood why, in the story of Hansel and Gretel, parents would want to take their children into the forest and leave them there with no pebbles or breadcrumbs to find their way home. Now, in these COVID times, that can be a temporary feeling. But in actuality, most of us mostly enjoy our children. And this next story comes from southern Appalachia. I picture it as taking place at the turn of the century. We're talking 1900s, not 2000. And I picture this as happening in North Georgia. And there's a college in this story, so I picture the college as being UGA in its very beginnings, the University of Georgia. The story goes like this. There was once a family who lived way back up in the hills, and nobody hardly ever saw them. And their name was the Twistmouth family. And the reason was because all their mouths were very funny. The father, well, his lower jaw stuck all the way out 2 or 3 inches, and his lip was just over the edge. And the mother in this story, her upper lip stretched all the way down below her chin. Now, there were 3 children. The oldest was a girl, and her mouth was twisted kind of to the right, and she ate and talked and laughed out of the right-hand side. And the middle boy, the brother, his mouth was twisted over to the left, and so he ate and he told jokes and he laughed out of this side of his mouth. And the youngest child, a boy, had a mouth that was just normal, but in this family, even that seemed a little strange. Well, as time passed, it came time for the children to decide whether or not they wanted to go to college. And the oldest girl, this is when college, you could be 15, 16, 17 and go to college. It was more like kids were educated at home or in a small schoolhouse, and you were in 15, 16, high school and college were kind of about the same. And the oldest girl said no, she didn't care to go to college. And when it came time for the middle child, he said no, he didn't really care. Neither of them wanted to spend time with the straight-laced people down in the flatlands. And it came time for the youngest boy to decide whether or not he'd like to go to college. He said, well, yeah, I'd like to see the world. I'd like to go. So he did. Time passed, and it came time for Christmas vacation. And indeed, the son came home for a big party. His family had missed him. And indeed, though they liked staying in the hills, they did want to know what was happening in the flatlands. And they spent a long time talking. Now, the son's favorite food was chocolate cake, and so his mother had made a huge chocolate cake. And all that evening they ate chocolate cake and they talked about the news of the day. Oh, that chocolate cake was amazing. Now the father, with his jaw that jutted out like this, he would take a piece of cake and kind of stuff it in from the top. And the mother, with her long upper lip, she would kind of lift up her lip just a little bit and put the cake in like this. And the oldest daughter, well, she was so dainty. She just ate the cake out of the side of her mouth, and she would put little pieces in there, and then she had a napkin that she would clean up. And the middle boy, he was a slob, and he just had this mouth, and he took these big chunks of chocolate cake, and he just put them in there like that, and he chewed and sprayed crumbs. It was a mess. And the youngest boy, he ate cake just like anything. Well, the evening passed, the night came on, they told stories, they played music, and then it came time to go to bed. And Father turned to Mother and said, well, Mother, will you make out the light, turn out the light? Stopping. The father turned to the mother and said, well, Mother, will you put out the light? And she said, well, all right, I will. And she went, and nothing happened. Father, will you put out the light? Well, all right, I will. Daughter, why don't you put out the light tonight? Well, all right, I will. Brother, why don't you put out the light tonight? Well, all right, I will. He turned to his brother and said, well, you haven't done this for a while. Why don't you put out the light tonight? And his brother said, well, all right, I will. And he moistened his 2 fingers, and he put his fingers on the flame, and it went right out. Well, it was dark, and they could finally go to sleep. And as they were just about to fall asleep, Father turned to Mother and said, you know, it's a wonderful thing, a college education. And that's the Twistmouth family. You can find all of these stories and more at the Athens Clark County Library, where I found these books. And from the Hartel family to your family, we are looking forward to seeing all of the folks that we are missing this year. So I hope that next year we meet you at Sandy Creek Park.
I want to remind y'all that we are accepting donations to the festival from our webpage, www.northgeorgiafolkfestival.org. Any donations to the festival will be shared with the participants from tonight's show. We also have links to their personal virtual tip jars on the same donate page on the website. Well, we all know that making a living as an artist is difficult during the best of times. Tex Crawford makes it happen by hunting down ideas, working hard, staying creative, and putting his work out there in galleries and shows for all of us to enjoy. In this short video, he shares his process and ideas with all of us.
Across these things from a curiosity stream, what I guess I've called a curiosity stream, and one thing leads to another, and before you know it, you're hunting down an idea out of the ether. You know, most ideas are on loan from the universe, or there's just interpretations, you know, plug it into my imagination and go type thing.
It'll be a different story.
Right now I am cutting out various creatures out of reclaimed roofing tin. This particular one was on a textile mill in Washington, Georgia, not too long ago. And now it is being transformed into an octopus that could be on your wall.
I know you want to make it happen, and I see the effort that you're putting in. I do, but don't push me, 'cause you don't know what I'll do.
Energy connects all life. The energy that we put out there every day, whether it be the way we greet somebody that we see in public, or somebody we're just meeting, or eye contact that we put out there, as well as the art that myself as an artist creates and puts out into the world, that's a responsibility. There's been studies to where it shows that the human heart, once we come within 55 feet of one another, our hearts detect one another. Every single day, especially through my pursuit of art, my one main thing that I'm trying to do is put out what I want to see more of every day. That's what I want to do with my life.
I can see the light, you know, I swear I do. I can see the light, you know, it's shining through. I can see the light ahead, I swear it may be red. By the time we get up to it, it'll be a different story.
The first country recordings ever made in Georgia during the late 20s were made by the late 1920s. Were made by the Skillet Lickers, led by fiddler Gid Tanner. Today, 4 generations later, the Skillet Lickers are still playing all the time. Gid's grandson and great-grandson, Phil and Russ, run the show as the band plays favorite songs from the original band and their repertoire, and also some new ones. They have played at the North Georgia Folk Festival many times over the years and hold the notable distinction of being the only band to have been featured on our t-shirt and poster twice.
Folks, we're glad you're here with us. We are the Skillet Lickers. We're red hot and raring to go and don't have a lot of time, so we're just going to get in the middle of it and step on it if that's all right. We're glad you're along with us, and if you got any questions or want to know more about us, you can find us on at skilletlickers.com or on Facebook, and put the Skillet Lickers in there and you can find us. But we're just going to do some old songs here, and we hope you enjoy them. First one's Hand Me Down My Walking Cane.
My walking cane, hand me down,
oh, hand me down,
my walking cane,
my walking cane,
hand me down my walking cane. I'm only going to midnight train, oh, it's in, taking away, taking away. Now yonder come a man,
yonder comes a man
across the field,
across the field.
Yonder come a man,
oh, yonder comes a man
across the field,
across the field.
Yonder comes a man across the field, kicking up dust like an automobile. Oh, my sins are taken away, taken away. Oh, hand me down,
oh, hand me down,
my walking cane,
my walking cane.
Hand me down,
oh, hand me down,
my walking cane,
my walking cane.
Hand me down my walking cane. I'm only on the midnight train. All my sins are taken away, taken away. Now Mary wept, and Martha mourned,
and Martha mourned.
Oh, Mary wept,
oh, Mary wept,
and Martha mourned,
and Martha mourned.
Mary wept and Martha mourned. Sally got choked on chicken bone. Oh, sin taken away, taken away. Oh, hand me down,
oh, hand me down,
my walking cane,
my walking cane.
oh, hand me down,
oh, hand me down,
my walking cane,
my walking cane.
hand me down my walking cane. I'm only on the midnight train. Oh, sin taken away, taken away. Oh, baby. Now if I die in Tennessee, now if I die,
oh, if I die
in Tennessee,
if I die
in Tennessee, send me back by COD. All my sins taken away, taken away. Oh, hand me down,
oh, hand me down,
my walking cane,
my walking cane.
oh, hand me down,
oh, hand me down,
my walking cane,
my walking cane.
hand me down my walking cane. I'm only on the midnight train. All my sins taken away, taken away.
Goodbye, Joe, you gotta go, me oh my oh. You gotta pull my P-row across the bayou. I'll meet him on sweetest one, me oh my oh. And son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. Tonight I'm going to see my share of meal. Big guitars, feel free jars, and Miguel. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on that banjo. Tito, Fontano, the place is buzzing. Kinfolk come to see Yvonne, you know, by the dozen. They're dressed in style, going hog wild, me oh my oh. And son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on that bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. Tonight I'm going to see my share of meal. I'll pick guitars, John and the ale. And son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Pick it out, Boudreaux. Good day, everybody.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
In addition to being the artist who provides the drawing for our t-shirts and posters each year, Art Rosenbaum also serves on the Folk Festival Committee and uses his interest in folklore and collecting to help us find musical acts in the more traditional vein. Here Art talks about fiddler Joe Kenny Rakestraw and a dream that he had.
Here we are on my back porch. I'm Art Rosenbaum in Athens, Georgia, and down that hill's the middle of Coney River. And I'm thinking of some of the people, the friends that we had years ago, some of the old timers that would love to come to the North Georgia Folk Festival that we'd found who had carried on the old time music traditions of this area. And one of them was Joe Kenny Rakestraw. And he was an African American fiddler, and he also played guitar, blues, and frolic tunes, pre-blues, songs like Railroad Bill and many others. And he was from up the road in Arcade, Georgia, and his family owned a farm, a cotton farm, and his father was a school teacher and minister, and he was a great gentleman. He was a veteran of World War II, and just really enjoyed sharing his songs and stories with people who were interested, younger people. And one of the stories that he told just came about by accident. He was looking at a painting I have in the house done by Howard Finster, the folk artist, self-taught artist, Reverend Howard Finster, and it was of a storm and disaster and trees blowing down. And he said that reminded him of a dream that he'd had. And I'll read how he told the dream so I don't get it wrong. I took it down from his words. He said, Alberta woke me up, and that's his wife. She said I was singing strange notes, and she woke me up and asked me what I was doing. I said, I was singing. She said, you was making a mighty pool of it. I said, yeah, I was singing. We'd had a disaster. This is what I dreamed. I dreamed a storm come, knocking trees over, blowing houses down. Looked like most of them were leaning more or less the same way, and people was digging in, trying to get their possessions, and sad and crying. And I crossed a ditch, and the ditch was running clear water, and a guitar was floating down. And I picked up the guitar, and people were saying, like the expression, there's Rakestraw, he's going to make music at a time like this. But I didn't pay any attention, picked the guitar up and started playing, felt kind of wet. Then I started singing, and I never wrote a poem, never composed a poem in my life, but I remember the words. I don't have to rehearse them. And he told Albert, he said, here's my dream. I made this poem. Look what we've done to this old world. You ought to have been our brothers' keepers. Never would have been so many weepers. About that time, everyone was looking at me singing. Be the ham I was, I got louder. I said, the water is to cleanse your soul. Do that and go try another roll. Look what we've done to this old world. Reach out, give somebody a hand, and let it stretch over the land. What you do the best you can. It'll make you a better man, because this is what we've done to this old world. And Alberta woke me up, and I said, you ought not to woke me up. I might have said something worthwhile down the road. So a couple of weeks later, she'd written down the words. He might have forgotten them, but he made up a little guitar setting. So I'll try to give you, we call it Rakestraw's Dream. Oh, look what we done to this old world. Ought to been our brothers' keepers. Never would have been so many weepers. This water is to cleanse your soul. Do that and try another road. Just look what we done to this old world. Reach out, give somebody a hand. rich all over the land. What you do the best you can. It will make you a better man. 'Cause look what we done to this old world. Well, Joe Kinney Rakestraw had a lot of stories, and he wasn't superstitious. You know, there's a superstition if you hear a hoot owl hooting at night, then somebody's going to die, and the way you can stop that is you turn a shoe upside down. And people believe that, but he said, if you ever realize it, that if you turn a shoe upside down, the hoot owl will stop, but hoot owls don't hoot that long anyway, so they'll stop with, it's not because you turned the shoe upside down. So he wasn't very superstitious, but he told some stories. He liked this one of the root doctor's son. The root doctor was somebody who knew all about herbs and could cure you with different herbs and you might call them folk medicines. And Rakestraw was kind of skeptical about that, but he said the root doctor's son was going up through Arcade, where his family was from, and stopped by this old woman, and this woman said, "Oh, how you doing?" She said, "I got this misery in my knee. My knee's hurting so bad. I don't know what to do." The root doctor's son looked at it and said, "You know what? You got a frog in that knee, and that's causing you that misery." She said, "Really?" She says, "And I can get that out. You know, I'm going to go up to Jefferson. I'm coming back later today, but when I come back, can you have $45? And that was like a fortune in those days. That's what it'll take to do it. And she said, "Well, I'll try to get it together." And so she got the money out of the cookie jar and asked all her kin and whatever. She got this money together. Well, the root doctor's son was up in Jefferson, went to this pond where usually there's a lot of frogs, but he had a hard time finding one. And finally he found a frog. And he put it in an inside pocket of his overcoat. And he went back there and told the lady, "Do you have the money?" And she said, "Yeah, I finally got it together." He says, "Well, do you have a wash tub, a wash basin?" And she said, "Yeah, I got that." He says, "You got any of this, any water?" "Yeah, fill it up with water." She did that. "You got any of this red dirt?" She said, "That's all we got, red clay dirt all around." "And we'll put some of that in, and we'll take a stick and stir it all up." And there was this red dirt. And he said, "Okay, now give me your knee." So she walked over and he took her knee, stuck it in the water, and meanwhile got the frog out of his coat and slipped it in there. And then she took her knee out, and he spilled out the water, and the frog went hopping off. And she said, "I feel better already." That's how the root doctor's son got the frog out of the lady's knee.
Rebecca Gilliard lives in Atlanta, but hails from the Gullah communities down by Charleston, South Carolina. This is where she learned to make sweetgrass baskets in the traditional way. She taught the skills to her daughters, and together they come to the folk festival each year to demonstrate their craft and to sell their beautiful work. A lot of people in Athens play in multiple projects, as you may have noticed from this program. S.J. Ursery and Claire Campbell are no exception to this pattern. You saw S.J. last week with the Georgia Sirens, and you'll see Claire again later tonight playing with her sister Paige in Hope for a Golden Summer. Friends, here are the Banditas.
Hi, Claire. Oh, hello. Funny meeting you here at the creek.
At the old-time log and rock.
All of that was spelled with too many E's on the end. Ready?
Yes. A U-E.
Okay. I know you belong
To somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. Although you're a part of my heart, but tonight you belong to me. Way down by the stream, how sweet it would seem once more just to dream in the moonlight. My honey, I know that with the dawn that you will be gone, but tonight you belong to me, just a little on me.
We're back.
Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we can find ourselves a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill. I know a place right over the hill. There's soda pop and the music is free. So if you wanna have fun, come along with me. Hey, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? When are you gonna play that thing?
What thing? Oh, now.
Oh yeah. She went to school for that. Well, I'm free and ready.
Okay.
So we can go steady. How's about saving all your time for me? No more looking, I know I've been tooken. How's about keeping steady? company. I'm gonna throw my date book over the fence. Buy me a new one for 5 or 10 cents. I'll keep it until it's covered with age, and I'm writing your name down on every page. Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up? How's about cooking something up? How's about cooking something up with me? And I'll have you know that tookin' is the Queen's English.
Pat Shields spent time as a teacher up in West Virginia, and he tells stories about his time, his experiences, and the people he met up there. But I don't think he ever taught science.
Well, most folks in that little old town knew who made the liquor, and it was just about everybody. Well, Delbert was sort of surprised one day when his son, Toddy, come in and said that the teacher wanted a half pint of his finest liquor. Well, he took aback a little, but he obliged and said, well, Cathy said, well, why does she want it? He said, well, she said something about a science experiment she was going to do just before school was out. Well, the more he thought about it, he gave him a jug, he took it to school. Well, he went down to the store and he said, they're going to have a science experiment up there to the school, and I think we ought to go up there and just see how it proceeds. Well, 4 or 5 of them went on up there, and they walked in the back of the school and took off their hats and stood back there, and the teacher sort of knew what they were there for, and she said, well, class, now we're going to have an experiment. And she reached for a glass of water, and she reached in her desk drawer, and she pulled out a little matchbox with a night crawler in there about that long. She pulled it out, and she held that glass of water up and said, observe, a glass of water and a night crawler. And she dropped it in. And of course, the little worm, he just sort of swam around, you know. Well, she reached in and she got that worm out of there and set the glass down, opened that little jar of liquor, and she dropped that worm in there, and he immediately turned white and slipped to the bottom. She looked at the class, says, now, can you tell me what the results of this experiment show? And little Susie, she raised her hand and said, yeah, if you drink good liquor, you won't have worms.
Athens, Georgia is home to a rich and creative community of musicians and artists, including singer-songwriters. Many moved here to be part of the scene, and some, like me, came here to go to the University of Georgia and just never got around to leaving. Fester Hagood is an exception to this, and he is actually from Athens, and he writes about his life and experiences here. He recorded his contribution to the festival at Vega Studios here in Athens.
Hi everybody, my name's Fester Hagood, and I really wish we could have had this folk festival this year. I was looking forward to playing for y'all. I grew up right around there and had birthdays in the crow's nest and fished in the lake and love the park out there. But I'm going to lay a few down for y'all up here at beautiful Vega Studio. By the garden wall, you can see him there nearly every fall. He tells rattles around under cover night, kicking up dust in that blue moonlight. And if you hear him scratch around your windowsill, don't you pay him no mind, he just got some time to kill. Now ain't it well born at the heart of a saint? You know the Lord himself, he used to watch her pain. Them angels she'd seen when she was 10, she waited 70 years to see them again. Now it won't be long till she crosses the hill. Every day on earth is just a little more time to kill. Time is the reason for the lines on Mama's face. She prays every day to see the light, but the years have grown like a sleeping southern draw. Take a look around you while you still got some time to kill. The old men gathered down by Skull Shoals with their 5-gallon buckets and their fishing poles, idle hands and a jug of wine, just waiting in vain for the tug on the line. And if the tug don't come, it'll be okay. They ain't got no plans till Judgment Day. Oh, and there's a sinking feeling when the sun's going down. There ain't much to do but just walk around. Well, I could use a drink, but it's dry as a bone. I guess some old men decided that years ago. But I'm gonna jump right in where the water's still. I got a little girl and a lot of time to kill. Time is the reason for the lines on Mama's face as she prays every day to see the light. But the hills have grown like a sleeping southern draw. So take a look around you while you still got some time to kill. This is a song I wrote in the style of John Prine or Woody Guthrie. It's called Uncharted Waters. On a tiny island in the middle of Tahiti, the two best swimmers when the good ship went down. Cast away, I should go ahead and say that one man was lily white and the other brown. From the very same city, but a world apart. One was the cook and one the captain, guess which one? But they agreed it was hot, and like it or not, they was a sitcom waiting to happen. 'Cause one was as white as a snowflake on the eyelash of an albino in a blizzard. The other black enough to leave his fingerprints on charcoal. But they both missed their pretty wives and two beautiful daughters. So they decided to tread these uncharted waters. Well, first they butted heads, as any two men would, and they tried to make it on their own. But they found if you work together, you can eat a whole lot better, 'cause your belly, it ain't rubbing on your backbone. Well, the two men became friends despite the color of their skin. It became something that they made a joke of. Well, you know what? White men can't jump if the coconut is low enough. And they were striving, not just surviving, a paradise on a tiny island built on brotherhood. Without TVs or newspapers, they forgot which shade there was, the way that all men should. And they talked about baseball and how much they miss their dear mothers. So together they'd sail these uncharted waters. So they built a boat together, the great ship Salt and Pepper, and they dined on Spanish mackerel and sailed back to America. Shook hands on the dock, took what they had learned with them. The thin is the skin, they say, makes us all so different. Every father's son and every mother's daughter, yes, together we must sail these uncharted waters. Yes, together we can swim these uncharted waters.
Sisters Claire and Paige Campbell, along with Deeds Davis, formed the folk trio called Hope for Agoldensummer. They have played the festival several times over the past 10 years or so, and we are always pleased to have them with their beautiful songs and their rich harmonies. The videos you are about to see were recorded remotely with Paige in Wisconsin, Deeds in Atlanta, and Claire here in Athens, each making their own separate parts. Then Paige put them all together on her phone. It's crazy technology. Okay, here goes.
Send me your thoughts, I'll think them for you. I will wash your dirty laundry. I'll scrub your floors. Tell me more. Let me in. Open your doors. With a $2 bill, oh, I'd gamble it still, just to be in your house, wiping your windowsills. Love isn't clean, there is no detergent. But if I'm determined, I'll make it shine. Fear isn't love, it is a deterrent. If I stay determined, I'll leave it behind. I've got a jackrabbit homestead, a desert piece of land. Me and my coyote on the shifting sands, on the silver sands. Here in my cabana, a lonely gal I'll be. Every night I climb the rim to see what I can see. Oh boy, to see what I can see. Jackrabbit homestead, a desert piece of land. Me and my coyote on the silver sands. Oh boy, on the silver sands.
Cathy Pentz is one of our regular artist vendors at the festival each year. This year, she describes her work and methods for the virtual festival.
Hi, this is Cathy Pentz. I've been involved in the North Georgia Folk Festival over the years in different ways, whether dance performances or volunteering. And maybe you've seen my beaded gemstone booth where I sell jewelry that I make. I love science and nature and art and really appreciate all the different stones that come from all over the world. I seek out ones that are polished and sometimes carved that really speak to me and that I want to explore the color range with beads. Most of the time I make pins that you can use as a necklace or a pin. I also make some lariats and some earrings. Besides using semi-precious stones, I also like to use fossils, which were once living plants or animals that have been mineralized over millions of years to their present gemstone form. Some examples of fossils that I use in my work are fossil coral, Indian scriptstone, which is mud shell and snail shells that have been compressed to make a really pretty design and beautiful mustard yellow and brown. There's cowrie shell fossils, crinoid fossil, petrified woods, whether they're from out west or the tropical woods like palm wood. And then I have a couple of pieces that are dinosaur bone, which I think are really fascinating. I really enjoy going to art festivals, and I've gone to them around Athens and the Atlanta area. And it's a lot of fun to interact with people and educate them and talk to the kids and show them some things they've never seen before. It's always a lot of fun. Sometimes I do custom pieces. People will ask me to make earrings to match a pin, or they want a pin that will match a certain outfit. So that's always a lot of fun to help them with what they're looking for. My earrings are sterling, silver, and copper and feature stones and also some glass items. If you want to contact me, you can write me at beadedgemstones@gmail.com, or you can go view some samples of my work at www.beadedgemstones.com. I'm sorry I won't be able to see you guys in person this year. I'm really going to miss it, but hopefully next year. And really enjoy the rest of your summer. Bye-bye.
Lisa Wooten sings unaccompanied gospel songs in the traditional way. Art Rosenbaum invited her to be a part of the festival this year, and we recorded a couple of her songs under a carport in the rain with her family watching on.
My name is Lisa Wooten. I'm from Athens, Clark County, Georgia. I'm here today with my best friend Dot Scott, and that's how I met Mr. Art here. And I just thank you for this day to come and bring 2 gospel songs for you all. Go ahead. It was a long, long time ago. You know the devil had control of my soul. He had my heart bound down in sorrow. You know Satan had me wrapped up in sin. But it started after 6 salvation. I had a hard time resisting temptation. But I kept on searching, I kept on searching till I found him. I kept on searching, I kept on searching till I found him. Well, he changed my mind so I can think right. Then he changed my eyes so I can see right. Then he changed my ears so I can hear right. Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah, yeah, yeah. He is the King of Kings. I said it was a long, long time ago. You know the devil had control of my soul. He had my heart bound down in sorrow. You know the devil had me wrapped up in sin. So I started after 6 salvation. I had a hard time resisting temptation. But I kept on searching, I kept on searching till I found him. I kept on searching, I kept on searching till I found him. Then he changed my tongue so I can talk right. Then he changed my heart so I can love right. Then he changed my feet so I can walk right. Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah, yeah, yeah. I found the King of Kings. Oh Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over this world. I tell you, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, Athens, Clark County's gonna tear your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over our town. I tell you, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, the choir's gonna sing your kingdom down. I tell you, Satan, the choir's gonna sing your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over this world. Tell you, Satan, Athens, Clark County's gonna sing your kingdom down. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. I tell you, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over this world. I tell you, Satan, Athens, Clark County's gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, the mother's gonna pray your kingdom down. I tell you, Satan, the mother's gonna pray your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over this world. I tell you, Satan, Athens, Clark County mother's gonna pray your kingdom down. I tell you, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Oh, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over this world. I tell you, Satan, Athens, Clark County's gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, the pastor's gonna preach your kingdom down. I tell you, Satan, the pastor's gonna preach your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over this world. I tell you, Satan, at the Clark County pastor's gonna preach your kingdom down. Oh, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. I tell you, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. 'Cause you've been building your kingdom all over this world. I tell you, Satan, Athens, Clark County's gonna tear your kingdom down.
While you're there, can you say, those are the old style songs?
Yeah, these are the old style songs.
How long have you been singing them?
One of the songs I remember back when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I don't remember what church I heard it from, but I think it was the Holiness Church for Gainesville, Georgia. I never forgot the words. And I've been saying since I was 4 years old. I'm almost 60 now.
And tear your kingdom down.
Tear your kingdom down and change my feet so I can walk right. Change the Lord. I just praise the Lord. I thank you again for letting me share this moment with y'all. And I thank Dot Scott. That's my best friend there. Through her, I met Art. And through Art, I'm meeting everybody. That was my husband, Jimmy, my little grandson. I just thank God I was able to share my voice with people. Thank you.
Thank you.
At last year's North Georgia Folk Festival, Nina Ricci drove down from her home base in Nashville to play at the Fire Circle stage. Since then, she's been busy working, making a new album, and creating a strong online presence. She just recently completed 2 videos of traditional songs that she has contributed to our virtual festival this go-round.
fair young maid all in the garden. Strange young man, passer-by, said, fair maid, will you marry me? This then, sir, was her reply. Oh no, kind sir, I cannot marry thee, for I've a love who sails out on the sea. He's been gone for 7 years, still no man shall marry me. What if he's in some battle slain, or drowned it in the deep salt sea? What if he's found another love, and he and his love both married be? Well, if he's in some battle slain, I will die when the moon doth wane. And if he's drowned in the deep salt sea, I will be true to his memory. And if he's found another love, and he and his love both marry me, I wish them health and happiness where they dwell across the sea. Picked her up all in his arms, and kisses gave her 1, 2, 3, sang, weep no more, my own true love. I am your long lost John Riley.
Hang on now. All right, go.
I will twine with my mingles of raven black hair, with the roses so red and the lilies so fair, the myrtle so bright with the emerald hue, and the pale amarita and ice-lips so blue. I will dance, I will sing, and my laugh shall be gay. I will charm every heart in his crown I will sway. When I woke from my dream and all idols was clay, and all portions of loving had all flown away. He taught me to love him and promised to love and to cherish me over all others above. How my poor heart is wandering, no misery can tell. He left me no warning, no words of farewell. He taught me to love him and called me his flower that was blooming to cheer him through life's weary hour. How I long to see him and regret the dark hour. He's gone and neglected his fair wildwood flower.
Artist Peter Luce decorates the North Georgia Folk Festival stage each year with his beautiful paintings of nature and wildlife. We don't have an actual stage to decorate this year, so Peter made a video that walks us through his process using his rooster, Sweetie Boy, as his subject.
Hey, we're going to be virtual this year at the North Georgia Folk Fest 36. Got to thank my friend Steve Millsap for coming out and being here this morning with me. I'm Peter Luce. I'm in Hull, Georgia, and as part of that festival every year, I've been able to put some art up on that stage. This year it's not going to happen, but we're going to go ahead and start a few as if we had a real stage, and by the end of all this virtualness, you'll be able to get them for real. So this is the newest dulcimer that I've made. It's cardinal shaped, obviously, and you're going to be the first to hear how it sounds. Got a quick home already. It's going to be moving down to John Carter's house in Florida. So let me let you hear this. See you at the virtual. Welcome to Hull, Georgia. I'm getting ready to paint some virtual stage art. Although over the years I've been able to put art on the bottom of the stage of the festival, this year it's not happening together in person, so I'm going to do a few paintings to celebrate that idea, and you'll see them started, and by the end of this virtual process you'll be able to put one in your home. So there we go. I think my chicken friends next to me have decided that this year I'm definitely going to have at least one chicken painting. So the first one we'll do is going to be based off my best boy here, the Rooster, Sweetie Boy. He's kind of a favorite friend. Sweetie Boy, how you doing? He came to me from Tex and Donna Crawford when they moved Sweetie boy was in need of a great home, and I had already painted him a bunch of times, so he decided to come live with us. And now he has his lady friends. He's a beautiful black and white rooster, and his lady friends are very impressed by him. So much like all the stage art that I've started, they're on 2x2 foot panels, and Sweetie Boy's gonna get his picture made. You guys are beautiful. You are. Sweetie Boy loves to be in charge of the whole yard and follows me around like a dog most of the time. And I think that's a very good start. It's a beautiful day here in Hull, so we're going to make some blue sky. Hoping virtual is going to be a lot of fun for everybody. Make sure you get the schedule and tune in to all the nights, end of September and 2 of the beginning weekends of October. All kind of performance. There will be other art involved as well. The only thing I'm gonna miss real big is all the great food and all the people getting hugs from everybody. So we'll get together again next year. We're gonna master the virtual and hopefully never have to use it again. So on this very blue day, we need some very big clouds because they're all going on out there. I'm gonna show this to Sweetie Boy right now. Sweetie Boy, what you think? Who's this? Make Sweetie Boy run. he didn't like it at all. He didn't like it at all. So this one is started. And then maybe take a quick shot of it, turn around and see the whole thing. And then I'll start another. So
One of Art Rosenbaum's many interests is collecting sea chanties that were sung by sailors as they worked on ships. He has put together a bunch of folks who also enjoy singing these ditties. They call themselves the Around the Globe Sea Chanty Singers, and they got together in Art's backyard a couple of weeks ago to record these tunes for us.
Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away, rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. We're bound to go across the wide Missouri. Oh, the old Missouri, she's a mighty river. Away, rolling river. The Indians camp along her border. Away, we're bound to go across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, you rolling river. For her I've crossed the raging water. Away, we're bound to go across the wide Missouri. He gave the chief some fire water. Away, you rolling river, and stole his daughter across the water. Away, we're bound to go across the wide Missouri. And then you spy the Yankee skipper. Away, you rolling river. He winked his eye and tipped his flipper. Away, we're bound to go across the wide Missouri. Oh, if I had a dog, I'd call him Hunter. Away, rolling river. If I had a dog, I'd call him Hunter. Away, we're bound to go, across the wide Missouri. At every roll, her tops will shiver. Away, rolling river. At every roll, her tops will shiver. Away, we're bound to go, across the wide Missouri.
That's where I was from.
Get on the foredeck.
In South Australia I was born. Heave away, all the way. In South Australia round Cape Horn, and we're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling kings. Heave away, haul away. Heave away, you'll hear me sing. And we're bound for South Australia. So I went out one morning fair. Heave away, haul away. There I saw Miss Nancy Blair, and we're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling kings. Heave away, haul away. Heave away, you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. Swung her here, I swung her there. Heave away, haul away. I swung Miss Nancy everywhere. We're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling kings. Heave away, haul away. Heave away, you'll hear me sing. And we're bound for South Australia. Only one thing that grieves my mind. Heave away, haul away. It's leaving Nancy Blair behind. And we're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling kings. Heave away, haul away. Heave away, you'll hear me sing. And we're bound for South Australia. First time I went round Cape Horn. Heave away, haul away. I wish to God I'd never been born. We're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling kings. Heave away, haul away. Heave away, you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. Wish I was on Australia's strand. Heave away, haul away. With a bottle of whiskey in each hand. We're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling kings. Heave away, haul away. Heave away, you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. That's all I got.
Yar.
Back in the days of '49, heave away, Santiano. Those were the days of the good old times. Along the plains of Mexico. So heave her up and away we'll go. Heave away, Santiano. Heave her up and away we'll go. Along the plains of Mexico. Well, Santa Anna fought for gold. Heave away, Santiano. His is a story that's oft been told. Along the plains of Mexico. So heave her up and away we'll go. Heave away, Santiano. Heave her up and away we'll go. Along the plains of Mexico. Santa was a good old man. Heave away, Santiano. He'd give us grog this very day. Along the plains of Mexico. So heave her up and away we'll go. Heave away, Santiano. Heave her up and away we'll go. Along the plains of Mexico. But General Taylor won the day. Heave away, Santiano. He drove his enemy away. Along the plains of Mexico. So heave her up and away we'll go. Heave away, Santiano. Heave her up and away we'll go. Along the plains of
All right.
Okay.
2.
2.
Rotten meat and weaselly bread, lever, Johnny, lever. It's pumper drown, the old man said, and it's time for us to lever. Lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, the winds don't blow and we must go, and it's time for us to lever. I thought I heard the old man say, lever, Johnny, lever. It's off to shore to get your pay, and it's time for us to lever. Lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, the winds don't blow and we must go, and it's time for us to lever. Lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, the winds don't blow and we must go, and it's time for us to lever.
Very good.
Oh, was you ever in Rio Grande and away, Rio? It's there where the water runs down golden sand, and we're bound for Rio Grande and away, Rio. Oh, ye Rio, it's very well, ye bonny young girls, we're bound for Rio Grande. Ye Bowery girls, I'd have yous to know, away, Rio. We're bound for the Sutherland and straight for to go, and we're bound for Rio Grande and away, Rio. Oh, ye Rio, it's very well, ye bonny young girls, we're bound for Rio Grande. It's goodbye to Sally and goodbye to Sue, away, Rio. And you who are listening, it's goodbye to you, and we're bound for Rio Grande and away, Rio. Oh, Rio, it's fare ye well, ye bonny young girls, and we're bound for Rio Grande. Oh, New York town is no place for me, and away, Rio. We've packed up our goods and we're all gone to sea. We're bound for Rio Grande and away, Rio. Oh, Rio, if fare ye well, ye bonny young girls, we're bound for Rio Grande. Oh, now we're sailing off to the bar and away, Rio. It's now we're ahead for the old Southern Star, and we're bound for Rio Grande and away, Rio. Oh, Rio, it's fare ye well, ye bonny young girls, we're bound for Rio Grande.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Eric.
In this next bit, Pat Shields talks about an especially hard to catch catfish in a deep lake up in North Georgia.
Well, up around Jones Bridge at the end of Lake Burton, there's a hole where the catfish sort of hang out. They get that cool water coming in from the river down below Persimmon. And folks come to fish there a lot, you know. Some of them fish on the bank, some of them bring their little boats down, you know. Well, this one old boy, he caught him something, and it was pretty big. And every time he'd try to pull it in, that rod tip would bend near the dough. Well, there over by the bridge, there's a couple of kids had them scuba gears on. And he hollered out, "Hey, y'all come over here. Well, they swam over, and he said, I got something on this line. I don't know what it is, but it's big. Would y'all go down there and follow that line down and see what it is and how big it is? They said, sure. So they took off. About 3 minutes later, they come up and said, boy, that's the biggest catfish we ever seen. Now, he's a big one. He said, well, can you get him? Well, I don't know if we can or not. We'll try. So they slipped on back down there and followed the line down. And they were down there, and pretty soon they seen all them bubbles coming up and everything. And about 5 minutes later, they come up. And he said, well, did you get him? Well, no, sir. It's sort of funny. You know, the DNR, they put a bunch of car bodies down there to make a fish habitat, and they've done a good job with that. But that big old catfish has got his home set up there in a little yellow Volkswagen, and every time we get close to him, he swims in the window, rolls the window up, and locks the door.
String theory has been playing together in one form or another for about 27 years and has been in this current configuration since about 2007. Featuring Dale Wexler on fiddle, Susan Staley on guitar, Anton Speeders on mandolin, Dick Daniels on bass, and me on banjo, String Theory plays for concerts and dances throughout our region. They headlined and were featured on the poster and t-shirt of the 2013 festival. Here they play a few songs to close out our evening that were recorded on the actual folk festival Fire Circle stage at Sandy Creek Park in Athens.
2, 3.
Crazy about Nancy Jane.
Caroline Daisy, courting green corn drives her crazy. I like candy green corn liquor, candy's dandy but liquor's quicker. Green corn, come along, try it. Green corn, don't jump by it. Green corn, come along, try it. Green corn, don't jump by it. Green corn.
Thanks to all of you who turned out tonight for episode 2 of the 36th annual North Georgia Folk Festival. the virtual pandemic edition. I really do hope that you enjoyed watching and listening to it as much as we did putting it all together. Our thanks go out to everyone who contributed their music, art, and stories to this program, and also those who contributed to the first episode. Both episodes will continue to be available on YouTube, so please be sure to share them with your friends, or return to watch your favorite segments again. And if you haven't already done so, don't forget to toss a donation to the festival at www.northgeorgiafolkfestival.org. Next week, on Saturday, October 10th, for our third and final episode, we will present Neil Rosenbaum's documentary video called Sing My Troubles By, which honors older Georgia women who can treasure and continue to perform the gospel, blues, mountain music, and ballad traditions that they grew up with. Until then, I'm Tommy Jordan, and thanks once again for being a part of the 36th Annual North Georgia Folk Festival. We'll see you next week.